past spring, Arlington opened a brand new, state-of-the-art, high-tech 911 emergency call center. And on this month's edition of Know Your County, we're giving you an exclusive tour.
Hey, do you ever wonder where your 911 calls actually go to? Apparently, it's the ECC, which is part of the OEM. Don't worry, it'll be much clearer once we go take a look at it. Come on.
Hello, David.
Hey,
welcome to the
John.
Emergency Communications Center.
Thanks. This is John Crawford. He's in charge here.
I'm the commander of the Emergency Communications Center, or as we call it, ECC, which is a part of the Office of Emergency Management, or OEM, established shortly after the 9/11 attacks in 2003.
Uh-huh. So this is where it all happens.
This is it.
Great. And you must be the lady that answers the phone, huh?
No, I'm in charge of payroll.
David, it all happens in here. Why don't you follow me and I'll show you.
I see. Oh, there's more?
Well, David, welcome to Arlington County's Emergency Communications Center. And this is where it all happens, right here.
This is amazing.
This is where all the phone calls come in. When there's an emergency, a fire, EMS emergency, medical emergency, or police emergency, when people call for help, these are the staff and people who answer the phones.
She takes the call initially, and then she decides who to send it to based on where it...
Right.
And that happens in here?
It does. Their primary responsibility is to answer the phone, whether it be emergency or non-emergency, figure out, is it going to the fire side of this room or is it going to the police side, and then appropriately send that call to either police or fire dispatchers. And within about a minute of getting that call, we've already dispatched it. We've gathered the information and we've got it already out onto the street.
That's amazing.
It is.
I mean, she seems so calm and collected.
Right.
If some people were calling me with emergencies, I would be freaking out.
Well, in the crisis situation, you're absolutely right, David. People do freak out.
Uh-huh.
People get very excited. It's our job to calm them down, get the required information, and get it to the proper police or fire pod to have it dispatched out.
Uh-huh.
It takes 18 months of intensive training. This is the fire pod, as we call it. They have fire beat maps, so they know which units to send, what kind of equipment to send, what's the incident, getting updates from the call takers. And again, everything's computerized, so as they're getting updates and information, they're sending it in, and these are the people who are making quick decisions in an emergency situation.
Man, that's amazing. I mean, it's not just these screens, but look, there's this whole wall here.
That's our video wall. Everybody can see it both on the police side and on the fire side. This is a wealth of information for us in here. Let me take you over to the reverse 911 system. We can actually dial in a message and reach thousands of people within seconds.
So, in this case, instead of people calling into 911 to say, I've got an emergency, 911 calls out to everybody and says, listen, we've got an emergency.
Whatever that message might be, this is another way of how can we better communicate with our residents, our visitors, the people who work in Arlington County. It's not just answering a phone, as I'm sure now you see. There's a whole lot involved, a lot of training, and constantly learning new technology.
So is this the whole space then? This is everything?
No, we've got a fully dressed kitchen that we can cook. We can feed our people. We can stay in here. We can sustain over a great length of time.
I bet this stuff cost a lot of money.
It did. The entire center cost quite a bit to get this up and running.
I believe it.
However, most of the money came through bonds, came through federal grants, state and local grant money that we found, as well as Arlington's capital improvement project.
Listen, this famous kitchen you were talking about, do you think it'd stretch to making a cup of coffee?
Absolutely. You need one? Come on, let's go.
I could do it for you.
All right.
Thanks. That'd be great.
Wow, that was great. And now we're in for a really special treat. Joining us today in the studios is Acting Director of the Office of Emergency Management, Jack Brown. Welcome with us here today.
Thank you, Tara. Good to be here.
Burning question for you. What does the Office of Emergency Management do for Arlington County?
Well, we're an arm of the County Manager's Office, and we coordinate with other county agencies, non-governmental organizations, volunteers, and other partners, along with the Commonwealth of Virginia, to prepare our residents and prepare our employees to respond to emergencies.
Now, usually with emergencies, when they happen, it's very sudden. How can you prepare for something like that, something that you don't know, a natural disaster or something going on in the community?
Right. What we use is an all-hazards approach to emergency management, and what we do is we try to get our folks as well as our residents to prepare for any eventuality, whether it be a natural event such as a hurricane, a storm, an ice storm, or a man-made event such as a terrorist attack.
And then, which reminds me, talking about terrorist attack, after 9/11, how did Arlington County change with the Office of Emergency Management? What are some of the things that the county implemented?
Well, on 9/11, the emergency management services were actually part of the fire department. After 9/11, the decision was made to actually create the Office of Emergency Management, and the office that we have today is as a result of that. And we have more staff than we had back on 9/11. We actually operate an emergency operations center, which brings together all of our emergency support functions, including fire, police, public health, public works types of services, as well as DHS, human services, so that we can respond to any type of contingency that may arise.
And so this happens on a collaborative level, being able to work with
Absolutely. We're all about preparing everyone to respond and developing partnerships with the other agencies within the county as well as external organizations.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by, Jack, and for all the great work that you do and your team does to keep us safe.